Likewise, that Lucian surprise again. We're on 6.11. Lucian has kind of fallen to the wayside of other AD carries, but with the Trinity Force, I definitely think that there's an option for him.
Well, let's see if he does get any play here as Caitlyn being banned out one more time. Not too surprising. A lot of AD carry players have been quite vocal on the fact that Caitlyn is one of the stronger AD carries in the current meta. Didn't get touched during the 6.11 patch as well. As Gragas is going to get banned out here by OMG. They don't want Invictus Gaming to play that champion.
It's just Kid. Gragas is one of the few champions that Kid actually looks really comfortable on. You can see Coach Chris behind IG right now. And yeah, Kid looks phenomenal on that champion. Does really great stuff with it. Don't let him have it.
Rek'Sai is going to hit the bench as well as Invictus Gaming ban that champion away. Which means Nidalee left up and available one more time. We actually saw Kid play that last game. Not too great success though.
Don't think we'll see him play it again. Unless they take hard CC in a side lane. Although, 6.11, this is supposed to be the rise of Aurelia and Jack and the carry top laners. And we have probably the most bloodthirsty and carry-oriented top laner in this game.
Looking at you, Tatai.
Looking at you, Tatai. I wanted the Riven pick. You played with my heart.
So we may actually get the first Kindred of tonight here being played, as it was actually banned out against OMG, I believe. It was either IG or OMG banned it out. It was the first ban we've seen today. It gets nerfed a little bit in 6.11, so it hasn't seen play recently, but they're going to toy with me. Instead, they're going to lock in Azir as their mid lane choice pick.
Something that Icon is very comfortable on and making plays for better or for worse on his team. Again, that's his defining characteristic. He's not taking this control mage to just sit back and farm and neutralize his lane. He's taking it to dive deep.
Well, let's see what Invictus Gaming respond with here. Saw the Talia last game from Rookie. Was an interesting pick. I'll leave it at interesting. As Kid just cycling through a couple of jungles that he could possibly play here, or pretty relevant in the current meta. They're taking their time with their next two picks.
I thought he played it well, just unfortunately did not offer his team everything that they really needed.
Rookie?
Likewise, his team, yeah.
Okay.
Talia. But there we go. It's going to be Elise and Karma, so we had a sneaking suspicion that Kid would not go back towards that Nidalee. Picks up a lot more early game control in terms of his CC and gank potential with this Elise.
Karma's going to be locked in as well. The go-to support of choice that we see a lot of teams default to. Can deal surprising amounts of damage. We saw Mata have the highest damage in the team fight down last series there. And that's a good wave clear, good lane presence as well, and most importantly, something that you and Spawn like to bring up quite a lot, the fact that she can act as a mini Sivir with her speed up with her shield.
She's pretty tall, but yeah. Makes it so you can't, or you don't have to be so Sivir reliant. The fact that Sivir is banned makes her even more powerful, so good pickup from IG and a second rotation that hides a lot of their draft hand.
OMG looking for their next two champion picks. We're hovering over the Lucian for some time there, but instead look to lock in the Kindred instead as their jungler of choice, and Maokai will be the top laner. So Kindred, welcome back. We're going to see you for the first time today.
Still a very carry-oriented jungler, as Ekko has not gone out of style in the LPL.
He's going to get locked in, and so is Ashe. So we're going to see Rain playing Ashe with the Karma as the support in the bottom lane.
And a big thing, again, 6.11, Ekko was hit with the bat, tuned pretty hard, actually, on a lot of his abilities.
He's been getting nerfed down quite frequently in the current patches.
But Rain continuing to be on a utility-based AD carry, this time around the Ashe. We'll see if he can have a similar performance that Def did in the previous series.
Still, so far, I'm really liking OMG's team comp. Very solid. Let's fight you. Team competition coming out there. They have the Lane Respite, Azir Ultimate combo coming out as well. They could potentially lock in this Jhin for S1mLz. He's known to play it and known for playing it.
Yeah, that is probably his signature champion now, other than Caitlyn, which is why you see it banned on IG's side. There's no real need to play the Bard. I do like Bard with Jhin, but the thing is because Karma has already been picked, there's no Bard available as a counter play to Jhin.
And it's locked in. S1mLz will be taking the champion to the Rift, as well as a Braum being picked up here for OMG.
Yeah, good, strong pickup from OMG. They have a very well-rounded, still a very Fido-oriented composition. Good flank from Maokai, great wave clear from Azir, and then great late-game damage out of Jhin and Azir. We'll keep an eye on S1mLz's build and see if he stays standard and goes for the Infinity Edge or possibly looks towards that Dusk Blade.
We also see a lot of Jins pick up Youmuu's Ghostblade.
Youmuu's Ghostblade into Duskblade.
Just being a little bit curious. Let's see if he does do that. Tabe taking quite some time here for Invictus Gaming to pick their final champion to go onto the Rift. This
almost
would be an interesting one.
Doesn't matter what it is because the core of the composition has already been defined. So Rookie will go ahead and go for the straight lane counter or a soft answer to Azir with the Varus, able to outrange Azir, lay down the poke damage, not be influenced, wave clear. But it's a pick composition. You have Ashe Arrow, you have Elise Cocoon, and then you have poke damage alongside of that. And then Karma to kind of speed you, either disengage or engage back and forth. Again, IG still missing a little bit of real tankiness on their comp. They had Trundle last game, but that was pretty much it and available to them. This time around, they don't even have that, just the Ekko.
OMG still looking to go for the same formula, it seems. Putting xiyang up in the top lane on that Maokai.
If it's
very
not
standard
broke,
team fight coming in for OMG.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They're the 5v5 team. They've got a 5v5 comp. It's just about can they bridge their champions to that point, because there are significant advantages in lane for Invictus Gaming, which means eyes on Kid. He's got to get it done.
OMG one more time though, running a few cute choices coming in with the Varus and Ashe for this game. Let's see what they can do or how they can make use of it. So we head on to Summoners for the second time of this best of 3 match between Invictus Gaming and OMG. And we've loaded on to Summoners Rift for the second match between Invictus Gaming and OMG. OMG looking to try and pick up their first win in the LPL in their first cross-conference game against Invictus Gaming. They're off to a good start with that the win they picked up last game after scaling to 40 minutes and team-fighting IG to the ends of the earth. As we take a look at the Keystone Masteries really quickly, nothing too surprising coming out from these two teams.
No. Pretty much exactly standard, but we will have a bit of level 1 shenanigans. Rain trying to get the auto attack after the volley, eats a Winter's Bite.
I think something that's a little bit unconventional to say now is Grasp of the Undying on Ekko. We normally see the Fervor being picked up now. So, you know, tossing in between the two.
I mean, it's the difference of having kill pressure versus just surviving and sustaining your lane, especially against the likes of Maokai.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it's a toss-up. I think it means far more when you have like a Fizz top with Ignite. Then you definitely have the kill pressure as Tabe and Rain actually looking to invade and contest this level 1 possibly.
Well, let's see if they do. For now, only 5 here. S1mLz returns down to the bottom lane, which means we're not going to see a lane swap between these two teams. And let's see how S1mLz and 5 juggle this one. They could possibly just try and go for the small Krug and leave it at that. Seems like what they're going to do for now. They do take it down. They do see Tabe and Rain make their way there. That's a good mantra Q coming out to knock them backwards, poke them out, and stop them from getting to the lane as quickly as they should. Yeah,
so the trade is that Rain and Tabe will get control of the bottom lane as well as create zone there and some chip damage. Good chip damage on 5 as he's eating a lot of auto attacks for no reason.
Great damage coming out onto OMG's bottom lane there. Tabe getting some good Qs out as well. Making use of the advantage they have in lane here. S1mLz, not quite what you want.
But this is not what is expected from Invictus Gaming's bottom lane. They have always been the weak point for this team. And for Rain and Tabe to stand so strong, especially against the likes of S1mLz on his signature champion, speaks volumes of the development and the leaps and bounds that they have come.
You can see Rain and Tabe already trying to shove this wave towards the turret as fast as they possibly can to try and deny lots of CS, lots of experience for S1mLz this early into the game. This is a really good start for IG's bottom lane.
They just denied 8 creeps away from S1mLz. That's massive, especially because Ashe's level 6 has such kill threat on it.
It's now a 13-1 CS score in favor of Invictus Gaming. That was a very sloppy start from S1mLz. N5 there, getting poked out level 1, just not worth it.
It does leave them exposed, however, for juejue to get them on a gank, which is why 5 is flashing forward.
But he missed the Winter's Bite there, not quite able to slow down Rain. Juejue is still here though, looking to try and be aggressive. He's going to go aggressively forward towards Tabe, but only gets a little bit of damage down. Immediately the response is going to come out from Rain. And Tabe looking to try and lock down Juejue. He does get locked down. Juejue now going to have to flash away. Gets exhausted. Flash forward coming out from Rain. There's the heal coming out as well. He might get taken out with one final auto attack, but they can't quite find it. Still really aggressive coming in from Invictus Gaming.
Really nice save by 5, however, to body block the volley to make sure that juejue gets out of it. But so impressive that Kid actually responds to his bottom lane. They've already won the lane, and I'm glad that Kid is giving them the attention and the counter gank that they need to continue to dominate this.
Even take a look at the top lane to Tabe, putting a lot of work on down towards xiyang here.
But this is exactly why. Kid, just pay attention to your bottom lane, set them up for success, prioritize taking that scuttle crab, not only to deny Kindred the mark, but to keep Rain and Tabe safe. Ekko will naturally win the lane despite being fine-tuned. And Rookie is in his safe counter matchup with the Varus versus Azir.
Still a struggle streak right now for OMG's bottom lane. Let's see if they have any ways of getting out of that. I think the flash miss of the Winter's Bite from Rain really getting punished now. As Rookie doing some good poke work in this mid lane against Icon.
Teleport being expended by xiyang. He does have a buy advantage right now.
So able to get back into the top lane and try to equalize the CS deficit he was put in by the Ekko. Have to see if Tabe decides to teleport back to the base. Or back to the lane?
Oh, he will because xiyang's pushing him in right now. Doesn't want to lose that wave.
I actually forced him to back one more time. Go to the lane, the back even more. But for now, this bottom lane going as expected now. Not as what we expected initially.
Again, though, Kid recognizing where his strong side of the map is, slipping into this bottom side as the wave will be ready to reset.
Let's see what he can get out of it. For now, he's just deciding to head back to base. S1mLz has to be really careful. If he steps out any further, here comes the Cocoon. Going to land straight up to S1mLz. He's taken down. First blood goes over to Tabe.
Textbook perfect and completely unexpected because Invictus Gaming never ganked their bottom side. Although I will say this for them. They've said in interviews that their strategy is find the lane that's winning and camp it so it continues to win. Typically, though, that's the tie in the top side. Rain and Tabe stepped up huge, got themselves their lead, and they're being rewarded with Kid's attention.
You can also see S1mLz rather frustrated already. He's going back to base and picked up his second Doran's Blade, not opting for a Cull, which we normally see AD carries pick up if they don't have enough item to buy enough money to buy a major item.
S1mLz is in quite the hole right now, not
That's
just
good.
an itemization, but his CS and most importantly his experience.
The rest of the map, though, doing rather fine right now for OMG. It's just the bottom side that is really struggling at the moment. This is a Jhin lane, what is normally able to bully out other lanes. But to be fair, Invictus Gaming do have a very oppressive lane of Ashe and Karma.
I'm glad that you really underline that. A lot of people overlook how strong Ashe is in lane, but with her volley auto attack trade, it's pretty significant. She also has really good control over creep waves just because of her ability to AoE them down with volley.
600 range as well. Has the second highest range at level 1, if I'm not mistaken, only losing to Caitlyn.
Yeah, and she's one of the few champions that can really, or one of the few AD carries that can reach and disrupt Jhin when he goes back into his, final curtain call?
Curtain call.
Just because of using that stun to interrupt the channel.
This lane actually not looking too good for S1mLz now, as it's going to push back towards Invictus Gaming's side of the map. They could potentially try and freeze this one and put him into an even bigger CS deficit. He's still just about 10 CS behind the Ashe right now, which is not huge. But he's also below in experience too.
It's much larger than you think, simply because Ashe is actually sitting on a big wave pushing into her. So it's a bit more serious than 10 CS. Again, the big issue is still going to be that experience difference and when Rain's going to get that arrow and what he's going to do with it.
Still not out of the game just yet here. Let's see what OMG can do moving forward. But for now, it's going to be rather quiet between these two teams. We just saw blue buff donated over towards the Azir. So Icon's going to pick that one up. As S1mLz in 5, they're not having a good day. They're trying and trying to get as much CS as possible. They get some good damage down on towards Rain there.
As soon as that wave reaches over halfway point, Rain and Tabe more than happy to chase them off the creep wave. Doesn't help that they also have Braum, and now Clin's burned in that mid lane.
Rookie actually getting so much damage down on towards Icon there, forcing him out just by himself. No jungle pressure at all required for Rookie at the moment.
Good news that Icon does manage to hold onto his flash though, so only burning one summoner spell. Although just naturally losing this, and now IG actually setting up for a dive. They are pinged out.
And they're actually going to go for this one.
No.
As that's a good flash coming out of Rookie there. Pixel perfect to get away from Icon's ultimate.
Exactly that. Just hats off to Rookie as the arrow comes through. Will he find the snipe?
Gets him!
It's good.
What a snipe coming out from Rain there. That was rather weird coming out from Icon though. Don't think he should have been there.
In response, though, OMG going aggressive, knowing the ultimate's not down.
Deja vu there onto 5 as he goes aggressively forward and misses the Winter Bite point blank. That's 2 for 2, not connecting for 5.
Just not having a good day. Not quite to the mechanics level that Rookie is. But Rain, the Korean AD carry for IG, stepping up huge with Tabe here. This is what IG have been missing. It's been a bottom lane, and it's good to see it finally show up.
In IG, they've already found a 2,000 gold lead for themselves. They've been in this position before, though. It was the same story last game. 2,000 gold ahead. They need to hold on to this lead this time round.
They have a much better rounded composition as juejue, looking for round 4 now.
He is desperate for a gank down in this bottom lane. He looks for it, but Tabe just pulls the trigger and turns around trying to single out this Kindred. Even juejue knows he's not about that life.
Yeah, the 2v2, the fact is that 5 doesn't have any HP, so, or excuse me, now potted up. Didn't have as much HP.
And still, it's S1mLz on 2 Doran's Blades up against the BF Sword of Rain. Here's actually a teleport coming in. 5, he's going to land the ultimate this time around, able to take down the Ashe there. S1mLz, most importantly, picks up that kill. Tabe takes a little bit of damage from juejue. And also teleport being used by xiyang, and he fully channeled it, so now going to take some time to get back to the top lane.
Does manage to pick up an assist for his troubles. That said, what he sacrifices is going to be a free wave for Zatai. We'll see if Zatai can get this wave underneath the tower and deny even more CS for xiyang. Not in a terrible position right now, only down about 10.
So I think that's exactly what OMG needed, trying to find a pressure point at the bottom lane to relieve the stress that's being created by
It's
Invictus
also
Gaming.
where their composition is strong is in these grouped up scenarios with the 5v5. So the faster that OMG can get to that point in a healthy manner, the better.
Let's see what they can do, because we can already see S1mLz's gone back to base, now has his BF Sword and Swifty boots here, so a little bit more comfortable with going up against his Ashe now. Still, Caulfield Hammer was picked up by Rain there, so has a nice lead, but this is curious. S1mLz in the mid lane, pops up to Curtical, looking for Rookie, finds the first shot, second shot gonna connect, third wall too, the fourth not gonna go in, that's the crucial one that could have possibly taken down Rookie there.
But even more importantly, again, Icon whiffs the Emperor's Divide there, not finding it. So yeah, S1mLz missed his curtain call, but more importantly, Icon should have connected with that ultimate.
Still, that was a little bit frustrating to watch, because that was a curtain call I don't think S1mLz should have missed, because there was only one place and Icon was going to go there. But still, they try their luck in the mid lane to take down Rookie. Not as successful. And still a rather even game despite the deficit that we see in the bottom lane, which we've been watching for quite some time now.
It's the action-oriented lane.
CS deficit is still where it's starting at. So 10 CS in the lead for Rain right now. We already touched on bottom lane's items. You can see mid lane. Tier is currently stacking for Rookie. On the mid lane, Varus. Meanwhile, a rush of a Zhonya's Hourglass coming out from Icon.
Get the Hourglass right now. Kid is looking for a dive, possibly. Arrow is up.
Well, let's see if they can go for it there. Kid sitting very far back will get spotted out if he goes any forward towards this Tri-Brush. They do have a teleport down the bottom side, which is going to be Channel as well. Here comes the bottom lane. Kindred's there as well. Might be able to get the layers of spike down. Does crucially get it. Kid's been locked down underneath the turret. Sonya's getting put down. Goes up into the air on the rappel. 5 picks it up while he's in the air. A good counter gank coming out from OMG.
The arrow went down on the Braum, but like you said, excellent timing from juejue, stepping up not only on the Lee Sin, but now on the Kindred to save his support's life and to punish Invictus Gaming for their aggression.
That was a fantastic punish coming out from juejue. OMG even up the kills 2-2, and now the deficit is only 1,000 gold in their favor. 5 though takes so much damage, gonna go down. That was a little bit unexpected.
When Tabe and Rain are styling on you, things have gone terribly pear-shaped. Just 5 not respecting any sort of range. He's taken so many free auto attacks because he's just aggressively walking forward.
Throughout this entire game, juejue not able to get down to the bottom lane to respond to it either, so lots of damage going down. Rookie is not going to be able to snipe it away. Does get a small lizard for his trouble, so. And is able to poke out Icon a little bit in this mid lane.
With those traded teleports, it does mean that the outer bot tower falls in favor of Invictus Gaming, but meanwhile, xiyang has gotten a lot of free time with the top one.
However, Invictus Gaming going to be able to take down this Dragon buff. Meanwhile, juejue trying to jump over the wall here. Doesn't have Lambert Spike this time round. It's going to get taken down. Dashes forward for one final auto attack. Not going to be enough. And that's a 4-man strong IG trying to chase down 5 and Icon there. A final arrow coming out from Rookie. Might be able to take down the support, but it's not going to come out. So Icon taking so much damage. Deathfire Touch might be enough, but it's not going to be used here. Tsutai gets into the backlines and takes him down. This is really sloppy play coming out from OMG.
And much cleaner from Invictus Gaming. Just a drive-by as they've turned one objective into 3. So from bot, dragon to mid tower, and they have a pretty sizable creep wave, but I'm guessing with all of that global gold, they're eager to get back and spend it.
Invictus Gaming, very commanding here. OMG have had a couple of bright spots, but it's really stemmed from this bottom lane so far. IG found the pressure point, attacked it and attacked it and attacked it, and it broke and it spread throughout the rest of the map now. Yeah,
it's pretty much cracked this map wide open. Last standing outer will be that top tower. We already see IG responding to it.
And S1mLz going to do what he can to try and push down to this bottom lane. Should be able to get some decent damage on towards this turret. I don't think he'll quite be able to take it down. And here comes Ekko. Tsutai moving down to the bottom lane. Going to try and defend this push.
Jhin,
unfortunately, down here.
Not very good at pushing down towers, but he does have xiyang to assist him.
That's going to be enough, so OMG will be able to take down this turret.
It's going to be a gentleman's agreement, though, because IG are building a wave up into the top side.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Let's see how long it's going to take IG to take this one down. Does look like Tsutai already got some decent damage on his turret, so Rain will be able to take it down and trade objectives.
OMG are pushing through, though. They have a sizable creep wave with the added teleport that they're just going to continue to bully this one forward.
Parallel Convergence, not going to be put down just yet, but they're going to try and look to chip down the bottom lane inner turret. juejue is down this bottom lane as well in case things go pear-shaped for OMG.
Things have already gone pear-shaped for OMG because IG now have the added bonus of Elise on their creep wave, and they are going to melt through the inner top tower.
And Invictus Gaming take it down with relative ease there. On the flip side, OMG looks like they've already backed away from that bottom lane inner turret, so poor map rotations as well coming in from the OMG lineup.
IG moving much better around the map right now, not throwing themselves into chaotic 5v5 situations, being patient, coy, and now looking for a stun.
Good job. I was going to say, don't face check, don't do it. S1mLz, we can take a look at his items really quickly, but 5 wants an engage, not going to quite find it. S1mLz is going towards that Essence Reaver, it seems. So not the Yomu's Ghost Blade, Dust Blade. That we've been fond of thinking will return one day.
Not a big fan of the Essence Reaver rush on Jhin. Obviously the added, there's added benefits, but I feel like Jin's passive just synergizes so well with Infinity Edge's passage for your primary damage output that you really lose a lot of power not going for that build path. See what S1mLz does with it.
On the flip side, you can already see Rain. He's completed that Essence Reaver and also has a Zeal to boot. Once he upgrades that, be a good item spike for Rain in the bottom lane. In the mid lane, you can already see Rookie's got his Mana Immune as well as the Yomu's Ghost Blade being built up on this Varus. So lots of poke coming out from the RG lineup already. Meanwhile, Icon, he does have his Nash's 2 completed and the components Oh, sorry, the Seeker's arm guard of the Zoning Tower class, so decided not to upgrade that. Just wants to have as much armor as possible against this Varus in the mid lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, IG have much better wave clear this time around, especially on multiple champions across the board, so sieging into them will be difficult.
Xiyang now taking a little bit of damage from Kid there. Is actually going to turn back around onto this Elise, who pops the repel immediately, dodges the arrow coming out from juejue, but Varus ult has been put down as well. This is a choke point with a Braum ulti. Here comes the curtain call. OMG looking to try and continue this fight here. Spike's going to go down. Tatai jumps into the pit. Juejue is the target of choice, flashes away, but Tatai picks up that kill. Now IG looking to try and turn around this fight. They're already taking out 2 members. They're looking for 5 at S1mLz. You have to retreat away. Tatai goes over the wall, trying to advance even further. Maokai tries to lock it down. Red Buff has joined the fight as well. Gets a couple of slaps down, but it's not going to be enough. As Rain picks up another kill, 5 goes down. They might even just continue this dive here. xiyang and S1mLz have to be really careful. Rookie finds the snipe there coming out from the Varus. So that's a 4-kill team white coming out from IG.
And Invictus Gaming did this all while missing the Ashe arrow, so a crucial ultimate not connecting, and they come out way ahead on top, transition it into the team fight, as well as more global gold with that inner bot tower.
So it's 9-2 in favor of Invictus Gaming now. They've got a 6,000 gold lead. They're definitely looking comfortable.
That's the understatement.
I don't know. They were 4,000 gold ahead last game. I didn't want to quite call them comfortable.
6,000 at 19 minutes is a pretty big deal, and you can see that in the itemization differences between the two teams. Most importantly, though, is that Varus is ready to go. Varus' itemization is very strong on the current meta and strong on the current patch. Mid-game power spike, he's well ahead of the clock. Rookie is a monster.
There's an Ashe arrow coming down, trying to lock down 5. Varus ult gets put down as well. 5 gonna get taken down. Invictus Gaming find another pick for themselves.
And continuing to march it up the mid lane. Luckily for OMG, Icon is still alive, so good wave clear, but just the poke and the reach.
There's another ultimate coming out from Icon. They're trying to lock down Rain. Able to get some good damage down, but they can't quite take him down. As OMG just can't find the response to try and counter this IG lineup.
Icon needed one of those ultimates about 10 minutes ago, so it's frankly a little bit too little too late.
This poke is just insane. Coming out from IG's lineup. On top of that, the threat of a dive coming in from Tatai constantly. Not looking good for OMG now.
Much more organized this time around from IG. And this is an organization that likewise has been trying to rebuild. So we've talked about how OMG in the first game, trying to find their secret formula, their secret stuff, get it together, rebuild a dynasty organization. IG on the other side, one of the only teams to still sit with legacy players. I think the only other team off the top of my head is EDG with Clear Love. This one's running around with Tabe, Kid, and Zatai, still being successful in the LPL, still not to rebuild themselves, but to refine themselves. And that's what the addition of Tabe has brought to Invictus Gaming and their fans, is this this brain, this macro style, is OMG are actually looking for the desperation Baron.
We saw this last game from OMG. It didn't work the first time. They're going to try for the second here. Or the third, sorry. The second time it worked at game 1. Ashe comes out. They find it. OMG able to get the desperate Baron. There's Tatai for the flank though. Powerlock Virtus goes down, gets a stun on towards S1mLz. Rookie gonna try and snipe him away. Jhin has to get on top of the lance despite to stay alive here. He's gonna get locked down. Tatai dashes forward. Rain finds a kill on top of that as well. IG gonna find 2 kills for themselves. It's still a Baron up IG trying to run, OMG trying to run for the hills.
Yeah, they managed to conserve it on 3 members so they can apply it across all 3 lanes if needed. So good news from OMG. Fool me once.
I think it was Hotshot Gigi that once said, desperate Baron never fails. Apparently it doesn't. Let's see if they can hold on to it.
Doing well, again, the power of Kindred really coming through in tandem with Azir for burning that objective very quickly.
This is xiyang being rather aggressive here. As Icon and Juejue are the only damage deals to back him up, but is successfully able to repel IG away from the middle inhibitor turret.
And what this Baron means is it's just a sigh of relief and some breathing room for OMG to kind of get their head back around this game. They do have late game oriented threats in the Jhin, in the Azir. They're just so far behind the clock that they just get torn through. If they can somehow stall this game out long enough, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
They really need to hold on and just try and get to the 40-50 minute mark of this match where gold becomes irrelevant.
I don't necessarily think that you even really need that. 35 minutes, maybe. I don't think you need to go as deep as 55. Varus, again, kind of a mid-game base champion, still relatively low mobility. You've got great flanking options and ability to get to that back line, as well as the reach in general between Jhin, Azir, so your 2 carries, and then Maokai and Kindred.
I mean, you look at the difference between top laners. It's currently just a Jhin for Tabe, so that just means a little bit of extra mana and damage.
OMG have the comp, but do they have the way?
And Icon, he's been a little bit lackluster on this Azir so far. You know, missing quite a few of those key ultimates. Have to see he can do those in the team, do better in team fights. S1mLz as well, positioning a little bit poorly, not landing good ultimates just as 5, taking a lot of damage. Here's a flank coming out for Tabe one more time. S1mLz has been locked down, but they're going to try and turn this one around. Rain taking a lot of damage. Curticle's being popped there, looking to try and get some damage down. Meanwhile, juejue trying to duke it out with Rookie. Not going to quite work out. OMG one more time, running for the hill, says Tabe. Flashes forward aggressively, trying to get on top of the rest of the team. Will jump on top of them even further here, chasing them down, trying to hold them up for the rest of the team. S1mLz takes an arrow to the knee coming out from Rookie there, as they're able to repel OMG one more time.
And the gold disparity speaks for itself. OMG, you had the Baron. You could have just sat back into your base and tried to stall the farm out, but you get caught in your own jungle and you sacrifice your inhibitor for it.
And that's going to go down. IG have taken down the bottom lane inhibitor after a fight was started there by Tabe and finished by the rest of the lineup. They only lose juejue, so that's 1 pick coming in from the IG lineup, but more importantly, that was a major objective being taken away.
Even more important, the fact that it was the Baron inhib. So should this Baron, or should this game go to a second Baron, IG now have a pressure point that they can play with, and Tabe, so far ahead on this Ekko, could really be a threat to that bottom lane.
And even with Baron buff, OMG have fallen further and further behind in terms of the gold lead. They're now, I believe it's 8,000 gold, or almost 7,000 gold, sorry, behind Invictus Gaming. IG, you know, they've stopped fooling around here in game number 2. They're showing OG what they're made of.
But here's the thing, you can never really tell where Invictus Gaming are fooling around versus, like, where does the crazy, silly, fun Invictus Gaming end, and where does the serious, elite LPL Invictus Gaming begin?
That's kind of been the question throughout Summer Split as well.
It's been the question throughout their existence. I hate to tell you, Fish, but it's been heartbreak for a lot of IG fans.
Invictus Gaming are consistently inconsistent.
That's the most consistent thing about them, is that they're inconsistent.
Don't change Invictus Gaming. As Tabe actually might get caught out here.
They haven't. They're one of the most stable rosters.
They're actually going to try and lock down xiyang here. Forced to get out of that CC there. Now here comes the Curticle trying to lock down Rain. There's the Icon. Switch them backwards. That's what they were looking for. This is suddenly a good fight for OMG. juejue jumps in. Double kill coming out for xiyang. They're able to take down 4 members of the IG lineup. And this was a 7k behind Invictus Gaming, looking to try and take some of these turrets.
We said they had the comp, but did they have the way? And they find it. Icon, he is the playmaker that OMG need, but not the one that they deserve. Finds a sick Emperor's Divide there, and they marched up mid. That said, it's again maybe going to break them. Not even.
Not quite even, but
3k?
that's a decent...
That's a decent start.
Yeah, decent start.
We're going to see the replay here. So Arrow goes into xiyang. It's not the pick that you were looking for. Meanwhile, S1mLz gets a great positioning. So effectively, it's this beautiful layering of the curtain call onto the Emperor's Divide. The 2 carries coming up trumps.
On top of that, lots of damage being thrown on towards xiyang, of all people, and all the crowd control as well. That's a lot of damage coming out from both juejue and Icon there. Interesting to note. Braum dealing more damage than S1mLz in that fight.
Doesn't matter, he hit the slow.
Really all he did. Yep, that's all he really needs to do. Scary thing, though, for OMG is another dragon will fall in favor of Invictus Gaming. This time it's an Infernal Drake, but that gold lead has shrunk even further here. It's now about 2,500 gold only in Invictus Gaming's favor.
More concerning thing, though, is that these two Mountain Drakes are about to siege into another tower. Baron spawns in 43 seconds, and bottom inhib is still down.
Good shield coming out from 5 there. Soaks up a lot of the poke damage, was just relenting coming out from Rookie there. They've really got to try and find a fight to stop the chip damage getting put down on towards this turret. They're looking for it. Lots of poke going down towards Kid there. Icon taking an arrow to the face. Rookie is just not stopping with the poke right now. And still slowly, this mid lane inhibitor turret is losing health as IG don't stop their poke. Rookie actually losing a little bit of mana, so that might be a bit of saving grace for OMG. But like you mentioned, Baron is up and online in the next 4 seconds. IG could look towards the pit. And they're going to. Parallel Convergence actually being put down to give Tatai a shield to say, start this one up. IG now want this objective.
This is going to burn so quickly, though. Double Mountain Drake coming in spades here. OMG, they're just too little too late, and now they need to be careful that they're not caught out by an Ashe arrow.
And Icon was sitting in the base when that started. They didn't have much of a choice after the poke coming up from IG, but surprising there was no chase coming up from OMG with little to no damage being dealt by the poke coming up from IG onto their champions.
But for OMG, we're getting closer and closer to that kind of 35-minute mark where Jhin will have his Infinity Edge and really be a damage dealer here. You see that Azir already has the 3 items, so he's definitely at his breaking point. OMG, again, light at the end of the tunnel. It's there. We're a little uphill. They just need to survive this Baron, and then the game will even out again.
Well, let's see if they can survive this Baron. I think is the most important question. The gold leaders, once again, gone in Invictus Gaming's favor. They're now 4,000 gold ahead of this OMG lineup, which is a good position to be in 30 minutes in the game. But like you mentioned, 35 minutes approaching soon. 5 more minutes OMG of being even. That's what they really need to do now. But it's difficult. This is a poke pick comp coming out from IG. It's hard to weather the storm when you have arrows raining down across your mid lane inhibitor turret.
Sigh of relief is that inhib did spawn, so they don't have to kind of play double duty with pressure points coming into their base.
Parallel Convergence actually be coming in here. Tatai looking to try and chip down on this turret. OMG try to start a fight. xiyang is in the front line. Tatai taking a lot of damage. Braum's ultimate's going to come out, but the backlines. Rookie is really healthy. Here comes Icon. Doesn't find the ulti this time around. Goes into stasis, but Rookie's been caught. He's going to get taken down. No, juejue is going to put down a lens fight, keeping Rookie alive a little bit too late. Icon's going to fall down. IG find the fight they were looking for, and they sweep through the OMG lineup.
And again, it's on the back of Icon, and he's just so short. Just a few inches the difference there. Rookie finds the outplay, and Invictus Gaming find game 2.
And I kind of feel juejue there. Lands a spike, keeping Rookie alive for the fight. There's the curtain call coming out. Not going to quite snipe anyone away, but Invictus Gaming tie up the series 1-1.
Complete night and day performance from IG. Again, it's just really a question of, do they intend for these crazy lopsided games?
I mean,
which is the real IG?
even game number 1 was a similar story. They were ahead by 4,000 gold throughout most of the game. Game 2, they're ahead by about 4,000 gold throughout most of the game. Once again, it's a team fight that puts OMG back into the game, just not as devastating as game number 1 when